Right, let's talk numbers, finance, and how the week has been and is expected to be even as we ended. Joining me this morning to talk about that is Mercyline Gatebi, who's an equities analyst with Kenyan Capital. Mercyline, good morning.
Good morning, Bonnie.
I'm really relieved by the sort of numbers I see from yesterday and today on account of the local currency. We are back into 100, and this is sort of a relief for everyone. How did we get here?
I mean, thank you, Bonnie. Ideally, this was bound to happen because seeing from what you're already expecting towards the end of this week, right, that is from tomorrow going into the weekend, ideally what is happening is that you're receiving a lot of inflows from the visitors who are streaming in. Exactly, from Obama and his visitors. Right. So what we are going to expect is that all these inflows are going to sort of bolster the shilling because of the dollar inflows. That means, I mean, ideally we're going to see a lot of improvement even in today's trading and also going into tomorrow's trading. Right. We are going to see a lot of improvement on the Kenyan shilling. Does
this mean the central bank will put a break on the mopping exercise they've been in for a number of weeks now?
Well, that is still topsy-turvy. We may not see that happening ideally that fast, right, because this is going to be a very temporal effect. I think that decision can only be arrived at once we get into next week, after we sort of observe the trend on the Kenyan shilling. Because I mean, for this period, I don't think this is not it's not a permanent. It will
be short-lived.
Yeah, it will be very short-lived. So ideally, if it's going to be supported further, then you're going to sort of give an indication when it comes to next week.
Right. But every time I've been asking, what can the central bank possibly do? They seem to have a solution, and they have a bit of new regulation on account of how commercial banks will be dealing with forex. And to me, this is very restrictive when you say we'll put a cap on the volumes that you can actually trade and exchange. What will be the impact? Is this just driven by the need to save the shilling, or what will be the wider economic impact of this move?
Bonnie, I wouldn't want to say that's very restrictive for the banks, because banks have actually been making a lot of money from forex, right, especially at this time when the shilling has been really weakening. I think the banks have been making most of the widest margins in this period. So I believe this is a good move, especially now, to really curb on speculative trading on the dollars, on the currency. This is a very good move, especially now that the shilling has already been weakening. And again, this is going now even to advise further the government and the monetary policy towards their monetary policy committee meeting on the 5th. So I think they just want to take the remaining 1-2 weeks remaining before the MPC meeting, so that they can be able to see if the measure that they have taken is going to really cause an impact on the Kenyan shilling. Right. Yes.
Talking of things improving and others getting worse, last month during the budget reading, there was a proposal to increase the fuel levy from 3 to 6 shillings per litre. And looking at the demand and the role that petroleum plays in this country, what will be the overall effect? Because we're saying it's going to be more expensive.
That's bad news for the economy. I mean, yes, the government wants to raise a lot of money to support the infrastructure and everything that they intend to do. But ideally, this move is going to see some temporary shocks in the economy, especially when you look at the transport sector, the manufacturing. Even from the analyst perspective, I think we're also expecting that the inflation target is going, the inflation for next month is going to slightly peep over the upper band target, right, which is 7.5. Again, right now inflation at 7.03, and you have already increased the petroleum fuel. Yes. I mean, that is quite some bad news. But let's see,
inflation here is largely driven by
fuel and food. Yes. Yeah. So I mean, it's going to sort of create some shock on the economy.
If you ask me, because
exactly,
we are here trying to improve access to credit and whatnot, and then we're also trying to curtail it by really driving inflation.
Exactly. So I mean, it's temporary, but I think also the government, we still need to see maybe like other channels of raising income other than just the key ones that are already there, because now this is going to really cause a lot of strain even to the consumers. Right. Yes.
We'll leave it there. Many thanks, Mercyline Gatebi. I'll have to let you go. You prepare for Obama's welcome. As everyone is, Mercyline Gatebi is an equities analyst with Kenyan Capital.